more feel comfortable.
Relationship and meet her, it's like that. It's a new
It was just
method.
right there. And she was 8 units of nearsightedness. So, why did I know all these things at that time? So, sorry, I digressed.
Those
What?
you had to learn those stuff.
I still have to, I'm still learning. Let's not talk about that.
I hate the truck too.
I hate that.
Ugh, I hate the seat.
No, get around the truck. So now is those signs. So back to the passion. So you have those things that make up vision. You've got, where am I? I'm going to summarize. Where is it? Where am I? Present time. Where is it? Future time. What is it? Past time. And what meaning does it have to me? Heart and soul.
And that's air?
I don't know yet.
But is that fire?
No, that's a combo. To me, that's a combo of fire and earth. Because in Chinese medicine, meaning comes from the left brain and earth element, and fire has the passion, so I would use the combination at that time. And so you have these things, and then over all those things, and I haven't figured out how to do a PowerPoint of this, that's why I don't have one, is who am I? Who am I looking out of these eyes? So I tend to use a Chinese medical constitutional. Am I more of a water type, a fire type, an earth type, a metal type? And I believe, as I said last time, that we have all 5 elements inside of us. It's just, and therefore, and I believe that we're all multiple personality disorders. I don't want to use the word disorders. We're all multiple personalities, but it's just a level of degree. And in all the different personalities, when they did multiple personality disorders, they found that they all had different prescriptions. So they actually saw differently on a physiological difference in their prescriptions. So who cannot tell me that we're not seeing with our mind? That we're seeing with our
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
The where is it was the future time. The what is it is the past time.
Correct.
What's the present?
present time?
Yeah, what-
Earth. Where am I?
Where am I?
Where am I? Now, I'm not going to go into the 5 elements and seeing and how these different elements see the world differently. We're going to do that next time as part of the Constitution. I just want to talk a little bit about the premise of the experiential exercises we're going to do today. Because today, we're going to start to get insight from our eyesight. We're going to get insight on how our inner vision affects our outer vision. So today, it's about the other parts of ourselves, the right eye and the left eye. One of my teachers, Roberto Kaplan, who is one of the people who wrote a book called The Power Behind Your Eyes, he's in Austria right now, and he gave me the impetus to look at this kind of work. And the things behind your eyes, the right and left eye, in Chinese medicine, the right eye is usually the father male eye. The left eye is the mother yin female eye. You've got these 2 eyes living in the same house. Do they get along? Do they work as a team? Do they have conflict? Is there ways that we can get information? Remember last session, for those of you who were here, when I was Annie Sarante was here, and when I'm on her left side, she liked me, and when I'm on her right side, she hated me, because these 2 visual systems have different energies on how we relate to the world. As I said last time, when I wanted to get a lot out of my session with my therapist, I put a patch on my right eye and I said, "Talk to my mother." Talk to my left eye. You know, when as therapists or acupuncturists, one of the things I was always looking for was, and we don't have this in our case histories, like, what is your prescription? I always had the inquiry, like, wow, we have people who can't see past here without glasses. what was created within them that created that level of prescription that they couldn't be able to see, that now this way that we put on glasses that bends light energy lets them see. What does it do to their physiology? What does it do to their muscles? What does it do to their neck? What does it do to their back? What does it do to their flow in their meridians? -8s, somebody who can't see past here, relates totally different to the world than somebody who's farsighted. There's a whole different neck tensions in their bodies. As I said, 20% of the visual fibers do not go from the eye to the visual cortex, they go to parts of the body. People with astigmatism, we met a couple people in the class that their eyes turned in when they were younger. Some people's eyes turn out. I'm going to, in the second half we're going to do experimental, the 2 eyes, and then I'm going to teach you how to find out the eye's soul position. Because this it's an easy test you can do on your clients, because when I show you how to test the soul position, that will tell you, are they big picture people who need to go from big picture to detail, or they need to go from detail to big picture? Are they people who have trust issues? How do you read the eyes? How can your eyes, as Shakespeare said, are the windows to your soul? How can you understand if you're within your soul's alignment in relating to the world or not? And how do you know the stuff that you don't even know that you're blocking yourself in that relationship?
What happens with, do you mind a question?
Sure.
With your vision, is if you start to get more in line with your soul in the world, does your vision change?
Yes.
I mean, does it go back to a very good vision or just changes?
It'll change, and it'll go back to whatever you give permission to it. And I will use myself as a story of that. So I was nearsighted. I couldn't see the big E on the chart. I was legally blind without glasses. So then, and what happened at that time when my vision was going bad? My mom had a nervous breakdown. Firstborn, birth order, very important. 2 younger sisters. Did you move at that time? We moved at that time. All of a sudden the world was different than the outside world all of a sudden shifted. Another good question is, did you move? Very high incidence of vision conditions that affect the sight at the time that 6 months or a year before the family moved. And now that child or that person has to relate to the world in a whole different way of what's out there. I've got a whole shtick about that too. Okay. So where they moved. So my family moved and my mother had a nervous breakdown. Firstborn, my mother was there physically, emotionally with me all the time when I was from 0 to 8 years old. All of a sudden she had a nervous breakdown. Physically she was there, emotionally she was gone. I didn't know that. So how much time in my life did I have to play out the emotional abandonment fear? That's why I get back to that exercise. Oh, I'm going to leave them before they leave me. Okay? So abandonment issue, okay, happened, 8, 9 years old, happened, nearsightedness, happened, blurred out the world, didn't want to deal with it. Okay? Went through things, 0 to 8 years old, dancing around in my heart, loving, not shy, really relating to the world. 8 years old to 16, as I went through school, a lot of stress in schools in New York City, highly competitive, went to a math and science high school. It was like, ugh, everybody's studying, competition, getting into college. Nearsighted. Why are doctors, lawyers, and accountants highly nearsighted? Because they do so much close work, and they're always in that constant stress response. Got out of school, decided to improve my vision, got into dance, got into movement, got into my heart back more. Eyes got better. Now, drive without glasses, read without glasses. I am a totally different person on a psycho-emotional level than I was. My vision is back to where I was when I maybe was 10, 11 years old. And when I let myself feel it, my heart is back to that place. So as your vision gets worse, the sight part, it's like an onion, it's layers and layers and layers. And then just like in acupuncture, we've got to peel off those layers and the sight will improve also, as long as you give yourself permission. The co-writer of this book, he was president of the Homeopathic Association. He had an eye that turned out. His story is really good. He said, I'll co-write the book with you, but you gotta let me tell my story in the first chapter. He calls it the Amblyop's Revenge. Amblyopia is, in our technical terms, called lazy eye, an eye that doesn't see as well as the other eye. So does your client have amblyopia, lazy eye? Does it have an eye that doesn't see as well as the other? I consider it an eye that's not participating in the world to its full potential. Why doesn't it? It doesn't trust the world. All of a sudden, he talks about an eye visual experience in the office. He started to use his two eyes together for the first time in his life, but he didn't have the infrastructure to have that integrated. So all of a sudden, he's seeing depth perception. He freaked out. It has to happen gradually. So as your vision got worse gradually, it can help gradually. There's a woman now, she's in her mid-70s, and we're going to, the reason I'm talking about it, it's a left-right eye. She had an eye turn, glasses this thick. I did a psycho-emotional experience with her daughter, where her daughter talked to her left eye, and that's what we're going to be doing. All of a sudden, she got a flashback when her daughter ran away from home. Her daughter was there. She said, I'm here, Mom, I'm here, Mom. They hugged, they felt in their heart. Maybe I'll bring her in. She's now, she goes around the world in her boat now, but if she's in at that time, I'll have her tell her story. She saw perfectly clear for about 20 to 30 minutes. This is a woman whose glasses were this thick, couldn't see anything. And she goes, I'm seeing so clearly, I can see here and anything now reading. I go, I know, I can't believe it either. But then it went back. But she actually did improve her eyes, but we still had to do it gradually. She wasn't ready to take that, that spontaneous healing right away. It was very shocking, but it blew my mind. It blew my mind. The other woman, and then we'll talk about the right eye, left eye, the woman who had the cataract in her right eye, came in, cataract in her eye, what was going on? She was going through a divorce, and her father was dying, right eye, father eye. Gave her a couple homeopathic things, some nutritional things, told her to get support psychologically, therapy. What happened? A year later, the cataract was gone. She didn't get an operation. She got divorced, she cleared it emotionally, her dad died, she grieved it. I don't know if the drops I gave her worked, but I thought hers was a psycho-emotional cataract. This other woman coming in, she's going to talk in front of 45 acupuncturists next week. She's a client of mine from the city. She developed macular degeneration in her right eye. The pictures, the actual disease pictures, you see the thing degenerating. She went to the vitreoretinal clinic in the city. She comes to see me, and the first thing I say to her, I said, anything going on with your father? And relationships in life? Oh, I'm not in a relationship. I would like to be. I want to have a child. I'm taking care of my father. Macular degeneration. In terms of me and eyes, nourishment. They call it the eye as being malnourished. It's not being nourished. She wasn't nourishing herself. Earth element. She was just taking care of everybody else. Energy going out, energy going out. She had her psychotherapist from the city call me. I said, put the patch on her left eye. Make sure she gets nourished. Get a massage, get a bath, put essential oils in there. Use rose water, highest vibration of any essential oil, to get into her heart. So macular degeneration, 6 months, a year later, gone. We got the before and after pictures. Okay, so the emotional thing, the right eye, left eye. So I'm just leading that into, we'll take a little stretch break, and then we're going to do a demo, and then we're going to pair up, and then we're going to talk about experience our own right eye and left eye. And we're going to experience that on many different levels, because this is what I call ways of accessing our power of our vision, so that we don't even know that these places are blocked within us. So what's our time?
It's 2:07.
What's that?